back, agents. Welcome to another episode of Goin Crazy at Home with Pastor Jon. So, we have some good news for you. Yesterday, Dr. Cobra sent us a message telling us about how she was going to sell these Impalas to some bad people, and it wasn't going to be good. But the good news is, we found them. We found them in a field. Hooper sniffed them out, and we saved all the Impalas, and now they're back home at a nice safari where they're going to be protected. So, I gotta tell you guys, my agents yesterday were so brave. What?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but, you see, Kim, I got a confession. Yeah, I haven't been brave this whole time. I've just been really scared.
Oh, it's a shame, Father. It's all been a lie. I have not been brave. I was so scared of even the anteaters with those long tongues. Oh.
Wait a second. So wait, you guys were scared? I gotta be honest, guys. I've been scared. I mean, it wasn't just yesterday, it was the day before that, and ever since we just started trying something new and joining the pet squad, it's been pretty scary. I mean, people expect you to do things, and they're bad people that are scary themselves, and what if we fail? Or, you know what? Honestly, sometimes it's even scary to just do the right thing. Has anyone else ever done something wrong and then they were scared to own up to it and admit that they did something wrong? I know I have. There's plenty of times I've been scared, and I know today that we're learning about how that a heart after God is brave, and I don't know, it just really makes you think. But when I think about it, wait, what are you saying, Kat?
Nothing new, Just talk about how I'm not afraid of anything and you guys are just a bunch of wimps.
Oh, please, Kat. You weren't scared because you weren't even there, all right? You can't be scared from being at home. And guys, it's okay that you were scared. We've talked about this before, how we all get scared. And you know what? I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we've been talking a lot about what it truly means to be a good agent and a good follower of God. And to do that, we have to try to have the heart of God and get as close to having a heart like God's as possible. And we've been looking at a guy called David a lot because God said that his heart was closest to his. So I figure if we keep modeling ourselves after David, then we'll be great agents and we'll be great followers of God. We look at all the different ways that different things that his heart showed. At first it was the fact that his heart was humble, and then the next, it was the fact that his heart was willing to serve. And you know what? Actually, think I have a perfect thing to talk about that shows another thing that his heart was today. But I want to remind you guys that being brave and facing things that scare you, it doesn't mean that you're never scared of anything. Has anyone ever been scared of anything? Every single one of us has. We've all been afraid. We've all been, nervous about something or afraid of whatever it may be. There's tons of things that you could be scared of, from, getting bad grades to being in the dark and maybe going down in that basement that makes all those weird noises, and tons of ways that we could be scared, or even just trying new things. Lots of things in life can be scary. And did you guys know that you could be brave while being scared? Did you guys ever think about that? That's pretty crazy. The fact is that being brave doesn't mean you're never scared. It means still doing something even though you are scared. And sometimes that's what God calls us to do. And he wants us to have a heart like that. So, you know what? I think I got a good idea. Vista, since we got no messages from Dr. Cobra today, seems like it'll be a down day. Why don't you search keyword brave, and we'll see if you can come up with any Bible stories that might help us out.
Brave. Searching the web for the word brave. 365 results found. Playing top result, talking birds.
Hey there, everyone out there in the internet world. Has there ever been a time when you were afraid?
I'm afraid.
Well, never fear. I have a story for you.
Brumpa, brumpa, brumpa. Dun 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 dun.
A long time ago, there were people who were at war with each other.
Cling dong ting dong bong.
The two groups were the Philistines and the Israelites. They each had their own land, but eventually wanted all the land for themselves.
All mine! All mine!
So they agreed that whoever won the war would win all of the land.
Cha-ching! Bing, 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 bing.
The Philistines felt pretty confident that they would win because they had a secret weapon.
Secret! Secret!
His name was Goliath, and he was a super tall and super strong giant. For weeks, every morning, Goliath would shout at the Israelites, daring one of them to come and fight him. Well, King Saul and the rest of the Israelite army didn't know what they were going to do. They were terrified.
What to do? What to do?
That's where David comes onto the scene. David had been going back and forth from the battle, serving his family at home and bringing his brothers supplies. He was so mad to hear about the things that Goliath was shouting. King Saul heard that David was asking about Goliath, so he sent for him. David told King Saul not to lose any hope because of that giant, that he would be brave and fight Goliath.
Yeah! Woo! Ah!
Well, the king tried to tell David that he was too young and wouldn't be able to fight such a strong giant. David wasn't about to back down, though. He told the king all about the times when he would defend his father's sheep.
Bah, bah.
Sometimes a lion, or even a bear, would come and carry off one of his sheep. David would go after those animals and save the day.
Wapow! Wapow!
It didn't matter how big the animal was. If it turned around to attack him, he would grab it by its hair and strike it down. David told King Saul that God had saved him before, and that he knew God would save him again. The king knew that David was brave and sent him on his way. When David arrived to the battlefield, Goliath laughed at him and said, "I'll feed you to the wild animals."
Not good! Not good!
David knew he was wrong and told him, "You are coming to fight against me with a sword, a spear, and a javelin. But I'm coming against you in the name of God who rules over all." Goliath started to move closer to David so he could attack him. David ran quickly towards Goliath, reached into his bag, took out a stone, put it into his sling, and slung it at Goliath. The stone hit Goliath so hard in the head that he came crashing to the ground.
Boom!
David was brave that day. Because of David's bravery, the Israelites were saved and able to take over the land. David had a heart after God and was brave. When you are up against a difficult situation, know that God is with you no matter what you are facing. A heart after God is brave.
Is brave! Is brave!
What? I got so excited my glasses fell off. Oh, my eye. Okay. But, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So even though I'm scared, God can still make me brave. What was I saying? Oh yeah, God can still make me brave, which means I can fight anything. Even the thing that makes the sucky noises and growls and goes around and sucks up all the stuff in the house.
Hang on a second. If David can do that, and Andy can fight the Vacuum, then that means that I can fight those big things with the 4 wheels outside.
Oh, please. You think that's impressive? I was slaying giants when I was just a kitten.
Slaying giants when you were a kitten? Really, Quill? I mean, come on, man. We found you on the side of the road. You were alone. I didn't see any giants.
Yeah. I was tired from fighting the giant. Duh. That's the only reason why you were able to capture me.
Okay, all right, whatever you say. And Andy and Hooper, listen. I mean, I appreciate you're excited, but let's hold off on attacking cars and vacuums and all that. Let's just slow down for a second there, and realize that just because God gives the power to be brave and the power to overcome things doesn't mean we just go attacking stuff. That's completely different. David was put into that situation and it was the only thing that he could do. But God gave him the bravery to face that situation. You see, David was definitely scared. I mean, who wouldn't be? Did you guys see the size difference? He was so much fun. He was a kid, and he was fighting in a war against a man that was not only a grown man, but a grown man that was 10 times the size of any other man. So I'm sure David was scared. So what we learned from that is that it's okay to be scared, but that doesn't mean we can't be brave. You can be brave and scared at the same time. In fact, you're even more brave when you face things when you are scared. That's the amazing thing about it. Is that because like we said before, bravery is doing something even though you are scared. And that's what a heart after God calls us to be, is brave. And that can go for a lot of things. And the thing I want to focus on today is having the bravery to do the right thing. Because we know that God will overcome anything that we're scared of, whether it be the nightmares we may have or facing the darkness or whatever it may be. But something that we forget about is having the bravery to do the right thing. Because if you want to be a great agent, if you want to be a great warrior for God, then you have to have the bravery to do the right thing. And that's not always easy. Like I said before, when you do something wrong, it's not easy to have the bravery to own up to it, to your mistakes, but it's the right thing to do, and it takes a brave person to do it. And it can take bravery if you see someone doing the wrong thing or treating someone bad or bullying somebody. If you step in, there are a lot of things that can happen, a lot of things that might scare you, like getting bullied yourself or maybe losing friends or not being as popular. But it takes a brave and strong person to stand up against people doing the wrong thing and say, you know what, I'm going to stand up for this person, and I'm going to stand up in the name of God. I'm going to stand up for the right thing to do because I know that's what he would want me to do. It's not easy to do those things, guys. It's not easy to be brave in every situation because it's scary. You need bravery to take on scary situations. But remember, the more scared you are, the more afraid you are of the situation. When you stand up to it, in the name of God, if you ask for him for strength, he will give you the strength. And when you decide to stand up against that situation, then you are showing yourself to be so brave. The more scared you are, the more brave you are for standing up in that situation. So that's our need to know for today. So everyone check out our need to know is a heart after God is brave. A heart after God is brave. So when you hear someone say a heart, I want you to put your hand on your heart. And then when you say is brave, I want you to make a big muscle. So a heart after God is brave. A heart after God is brave. So that's what I want you guys to remember for today. And then we're going to check out a memory verse because every agent needs to keep some memory verses in their head so they can remember God's word in any situation that they face. Let's check out the memory verse for today.
Okay, guys, Agent Hoopy here to read you the memory verse for today. I'm gonna try to do it without messing up so I can't look at you guys. Alright, I'm gonna look away. I'm gonna really concentrate. Okay. Be on your guard. Stand firm in the faith. Be men of courage. Be strong. 1 Corinthians 16:13. I did it!
Nicely done, Agent Hooper. All right, so that verse said, what was it? So I'm going to put it up for you guys one more time to look at it. I want you guys to memorize this, okay? We need to memorize these verses to be good agents and to have hearts after God. All right, I'll put it up for you guys right now. So 1 Corinthians 16:13 says, be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be men of courage, be strong. So what's it saying? To stand firm in your faith. If we stand firm in our faith in God, that we will be men of courage, men and women of courage, and that we will not have to be afraid. There's gonna be times when we're scared, and there's gonna be times where we're nervous, but in those moments we can show bravery and courage, even though we're scared, stand strong in our faith in God, even if it means doing the right thing and maybe facing punishment in times, like if we have to admit when we did something wrong, whatever it may be, we can have the strength and the courage to make sure that we do the right thing. Because in the long run, even though we may get punished for it or whatever it may be, we know we did the right thing and God will bless us for doing the right thing. So I encourage you guys to remember, even when it means admitting you did something wrong, have the strength and the courage to do the right thing. because it's not easy, and in those moments, you show ultimate bravery. All right, guys. So I think it's perfect time to do a little worship. Let's take a moment to forget about all the things that scare us and just worship the God that protects us from anything that could ever hurt us. Let's worship God together right now.
Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Come on, get up.
Let's get it started. Time to move around, let's have a party. Move to the left, move to the right, feel the beat and hang on tight. Move to the left, move to the right, feel the beat and hang on tight. Now stop and clap it out. Now stop and stomp it out. Now stop and bounce it out. Now stop and shout it out.
Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Come on,
Get up, let's get it started. Time to move around, let's have a party. Move to the left, move to the right, feel the beat and hang on tight. Move to the left, move to the right, feel the beat and hang on tight. Now stop and clap it out. Now stop and stomp it out. Now stop and bounce it out. Now stop and shout it out. Yeah.
get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am. Get up, jump up, turn up and dance. Gonna praise you, Jesus, with all that I am.
Nice worshiping, guys. All right, so Dr. Cobra didn't show up today, but I have a feeling it's going to be any day now because she's clearly got some evil plans. But today was just a good day for us to learn how to be brave, worship God, and have some fun together. All right, guys, I'll see you again tomorrow. See you later.